use the hashtag Strength of a Woman as you continue to engage with us throughout our Coast edition of Citizen Weekend. Tonight on a special edition of Strength of a Woman, we tell you how football is strengthening and promoting the voice, impact and influence of girls and young women in the rural settings of Kilifi and Kwale County. We'll be talking to Rachel Muthoga. She is the Executive Director, Moving the Goalposts Kilifi, which is a community-based organization that works with girls and young women in Kilifi and Kwale counties. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to start with, of course, before I forget, the girls are with us here, some of the beneficiaries of Moving the Goalposts. They're here. These are girls that actually play football. How many girls can say they're even keen or know how to play football? So, Rachel, as I was asking you, how was Moving the Goalposts started?
So the organization started in 2001 with a few girls, and our founder, her name is Sarah Ford. She had come from the UK, she's now naturalized Kenyan, and she started to look for a way that she could engage with the girls and be able to empower them to be able to overcome a lot of the challenges that they face. And football was one of the things that she had experience in, and she was able to see how she can use that to be able to enter into the lives of girls and also to give them capacity, leadership development, and enable them to better themselves.
Yeah. And talking about Kilifi and Kwale and just generally the coast region, what are some of the biggest issues that girls such as these are facing?
So some of the biggest challenges, of course, include the high rates of poverty. And poverty, of course, translates itself into lack of access to very basic human rights, the human needs. And so lack of access to education. We have high cases of early pregnancy and early marriage. We also have situations where girls really don't have an opportunity or don't see opportunity for economic growth for themselves. So that being able to bring that, any hope for that into their lives is also a big plus.
Right. So talking about some of the issues such as early pregnancies, how do you deal with the topic of sex, which still remains a taboo topic in some of the conservative, rural, marginalized areas? How do you deal with that topic?
And for us, the important thing is to recognize that you must fit into the context and also be relevant to the person who you're addressing. So we work with girls from 9 all the way to 25 years. The way I would have the conversation with a 9-year-old is not the same as a 24-year-old. But what we've also done is to really look at simplifying it and enabling the girls to see it as a way of protecting themselves. Issues of HIV and AIDS, how do you explain CD4 count to a 10-year-old? We've managed to do that, and we use football drills to be able to pass that message. The use of football also helps to break down the barrier so that it's easy to have the conversation because you're using a football and you're using, people are playing as opposed to just talking about it.
Also, you talk to them as they're actually playing on the field.
Yes, and we have football drills designed to pass those messages.
So we'll be crossing over to some of the beneficiaries of Moving the Goalposts, but I want to ask you, Rachel, how exactly do you bring football, a sport that's considered highly masculine, and women's rights together?
So partly that question. Why would women want to play football, which is a man's game? And to be able to look at it and say there's nothing that is designed specifically for men or women. Football is a sport that everyone enjoys, and to be able to put girls into that special place that is considered that male space, and to be able to say that girls can do the same thing that boys can do, it really gives them a lot of confidence.
And what activities other than that? You talked about the drills as the girls play soccer. What other activities are you in?
So one of the key things is that we have a leadership development curriculum that we use, and so that happens also at the field, and what we're able to do is to teach them about important subjects such as self-confidence, discipline, and we do this also through the curriculum that we have. Now beyond that, we also have quite a number of engagements relating to sexual and reproductive health. This would include debates, quizzes, video shows which make it interesting for the children, but we also have an economic empowerment program, and that works to give girls specific skills on financial literacy, goal setting, career planning, and we do all this also whilst actively engaging the community to ensure that they get the support that they need for the dreams that they want to pursue.
Okay, and as we continue with our conversation, I want to cross over now to the girls from Moving the Goalposts. These are some of the beneficiaries. We'll be finding out from Rachel here, the Executive Director, just how many girls she currently has at Moving the Goalposts. I want to cross over to Fatma, who will be telling us a little bit about how being in this particular program has benefited her as a young lady from Kwale. I want to cross over from Kilifi, I believe, is it Kilifi?
Yes, she's in Kilifi.
Yes, she's in Kilifi. So I want to cross over to Fatma. Fatma, tell us, how has being part of this program benefited you? And of course, we are also very proud to announce that Rachel here received the Sports for Good Award in Berlin, Germany, earlier this year. We'll be talking about that very shortly. But over to you now, Fatma.
Okay, football has helped me to know my rights, and also football has made me to know many places. It has given me exposures, and with the Laureus Trophy, it has given me pleasure and also a chance to meet with the president during the Maisha League launch.
Okay, thank you for that, Fatma. And before we continue with our conversation once again here with Rachel, I want to actually see you guys pepeta. You know how we talk about pepetaing? Let's see if these girls can actually play football. So Fatma, together with your friends, kindly show us what you're best at. Let's see. That's right. And those are the girls from moving the goalpost. As you can see, they're really good at it. How many girls can actually do that? So I want to talk to you, Rachel, about the fact that you are an advocate. Why did you opt to leave a corporate job to work with these girls?
So as an advocate, I've always worked in women's rights. And I've worked in different policy-making organizations, government organizations, but I always felt that I wasn't getting a chance to work directly with the beneficiaries of the work that I do. So when I heard about moving the goalposts, I took this as an opportunity to be able to work directly with the beneficiaries and also to see, because I believe that, you know, it all starts at the community for it to go upwards, as opposed to the other way around. So that for me, being able to work directly with the girls, and also I can really see the value of the work that I'm doing daily.
So your legal experience, how has this benefited these girls? What do they now know that they perhaps never knew before as regards their rights?
So I've had a chance, first of all, to bring a stronger focus to the law and also ensuring that we have a strong child protection program. And now we have been able to roll out, we've been able to roll out a child protection policy that we are now directly training the girls on and ensuring that they're able to, in case of any cases that happen to them, they're able to report. We are currently working with 6,658 girls. So that's quite a big number.
6,680 girls. You touched on child protection, and I want to touch briefly on sex tourism, child sex tourism within the coastal region. Is this a threat? Does this remain a threat to the girl child here?
It does continue to be a threat, partly because the issue of poverty continues to be a big challenge, but also because the exploitation and the lack of protection that there is from the law and from other child protection agencies is still, that protection is still very weak. And so it continues to be a big challenge, and it's something that we continue to talk to our girls about, that they still have to consider to choose, you know, to stay in school, to study, despite the fact that they might have an easy offer. And so that's something that we continue to struggle with, and we would like law enforcement to continue to pursue that issue. And you're operating currently in Kwale and Kilifi counties. Do you plan to expand to other regions of the coast? Yes, we do. We've actually just finished planning for our next 5 years, and what we've looked at is that we'd like to expand to the other 4 counties along the coastal strip. So we're looking to Lamu, Tana River, Taita Taveta, and also to come to Mombasa County. And finally, like we earlier mentioned, as we close, this award here is the Sports for Good Award, which was given to Rachel Muthoga here earlier this year in Berlin, Germany, and this was during the Laureus World Sports Award 2016. Tell us the significance of this award and for you what this means. So this award really was a recognition of the work that Moving the Goalpost is doing in Kilifi and Kwale. And for me, it was special because, you know, for us to be named alongside names like Serena Williams, and for me to be on stage getting to receive it from Luis Figo and David Rudisha was there, really for us to be recognized that there's professional sports, but you can also use sports for for good. And so for me, it was a great recognition of the value of the work that we do, and I really see it as a commendation of the work that we're doing.
Congratulations, and thank you very much for finding time to be with us on Strength of a Woman. The rights of girls and young women should be realized and protected, and we celebrate Rachel Muthoga, Executive Director of Moving the Goalposts in Kilifi, for the exemplary work she's doing for the girls of this country. We thank you very much for your time this evening. Michael Kinyi is up next with the day's sports. Stay tuned.